Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dave, Midwest Picker, part-time reseller, part-time YouTube content creator, full-time father, husband, RN. I make these videos to help people new to reselling, but you know what? You don't have to be new to reselling to benefit from these videos, so welcome to my channel. So why do I make these videos? Well, it really stinks to source and waste your time and your money buying items that just don't sell. So I show you what I actually sold, so it's very helpful. So I tell you the cost of goods of the item, what it's sold for, where I sourced it from, how it ships, and then a new element to these videos is would I buy it again, which is really important because sometimes the answer is a big fat no, and other times it's a maybe, and sometimes it's a yes, it's a home run. Before I get into that, really quick, if you think eBay is crazy or drunk, you're not alone. A lot of people on social media are complaining not just about sales being slow, but they're also complaining about weird glitches in the, not the matrix, but in the eBay website, things that just don't make any sense. And the big one that's talked about a lot is the view count. And I'm not going to get into the whys. That's already been covered by other resellers, YouTube videos. I think I even covered that. But you're not going crazy. The website does glitch every now and then. So it's an issue with displaying information. Your items are being viewed and they're being seen. It's just the way that eBay displays that data or that information on the screen is just not accurate. So for example, if your item has 15 views, it might show 0 or it might show 1. So here are some funny examples. This is one that you might not have seen yet, but the question is, how many listings do I have? So in part of the screenshot here, it's got one amount, and then at the bottom, it's got a different amount. So according to eBay, I have both 177 listings and 199 listings. Now that can't be true. It's got to be one or the other. It turned out it was actually 199. If you give it a few minutes, refresh your browser, could take 5 minutes, could take an hour. Eventually it will show the correct amount for both 199. Here's another funny one. How about 0 views and 1 watcher? I've seen people say this before. How can this be? Well, it's not. There's multiple views. It's just the way the data is being displayed by eBay. It shows 0 views, 1 watcher. Now some people say you can watch an item without clicking on an item and that doesn't count as a view. I don't think that's what's going on. I think our items are getting more views than what's being shown by eBay. It's just a system problem, a server problem, and eBay did announce and they said this is going to be a problem because they're reverting to 30-day views only. So every 30 days your item will revert back to 0 views until it gets actual views. They're working out the wrinkles in this, and they said it's not going to be accurate for a while, but once they get it fixed, it should be fine. So if you really want to know what's actually happening, there's a way to look at your performance. So I'm going to show some screenshots, and the first thing you do is you go to your seller hub. And on the seller hub, there should be a tab that says performance, and go ahead and click on the performance tab. And then on the right hand side, you'll see traffic statistics. Now this is accurate and it will show you the actual traffic that your items are getting or not getting, or increase or decrease over time. Here's an example of mine. Traffic is hot, woo woo. So I started listing more, like 2 or 3 items a day, every day for 5 days. Sometimes I get lazy and I don't list for 2 weeks, but I did go through a patch of time where I was revising my listings, changing the prices, ending sell similar, and actually listing real items. And look at the jump in my traffic and my performance. It's huge. That's really cool. So if you want to know accurately, look at this section of your seller hub. So believe me, potential buyers are seeing your items, clicking on your items, viewing your items. It's just that eBay is having a difficult time sharing that information. On the flip side, eBay does good things like this example. eBay is now showing repeat buyers. Why they didn't show this 20 years ago, I don't know. But now when you sell items, it'll show if the buyer is a repeat buyer, which is really cool. So I'll show an example of that, a little screenshot here. I like that because when I sell an item, I put a packing slip with every item, and at the bottom is a coupon, 20% off. So I figure if they buy something and they want to come back as a repeat buyer, I'm going to give them a 20% off coupon. You can also do it electronically when you go to selling and sold and you see your sold items listed listed on the far right hand side, it should have an option where you can send them or email them a coupon. But now it'll show in green, repeat buyer. So you've got the option, you can create coupons and send them to your repeat buyers. And last but not least, I love milestones. I love me a milestone. I finally hit my personal lifetime record of 500 listings on eBay. I've never had that many. I've had 300, 400 for the last year, 420, 450, 460, but I really hunkered down. I listed every day, 5, 6, 7 items a day, and I broke my personal record of 500 items. So I thought that was pretty cool. So let's get into what sold. First item is this Plasticville vintage model railroad building police station. This thing is kind of like a barn find. It's dirty, it's broken, it's cracked. It's all there mostly, but this is part of the huge vintage toy haul I did at an in-person auction. That's a previous video. If you want to check that out, I'll link it down below. I spent $200 and filled my car full of model train cars, model train buildings, tobacco cards, ephemera, you name it. I filled 2 totes. That $6 million man that you saw in the intro, I don't know if you can see it now, I got that, which I'm keeping. But this is just one building, and these sell like crazy, even in poor condition. So cost of goods is $1.87 when I do the math. I listed it for, I think, $9.95 plus $3 flat rate first class shipping because it's super light. It's only like 6 ounces. I did take a best offer of $8 because of the poor condition. Pieces are cracked. There's old glue residue. It's kind of a mess. So I just want to blow it out, and people will take that. They'll clean it up. They'll repair it. They'll assemble it, and they don't really care if it's in poor or bad condition. If it was in better condition, nice clean minty condition, this is a $30 item, but because it's in a sad state, I took $8. I also put in the little condition box and the description for parts or repair only. That will help. I also put barn find. It's pretty clear. If you can fit it in the title, put for parts and repair only in the title. Usually you don't have room there, but in the condition box and in the description, I put parts or repair only just to help protect myself so I don't get stuck with a return. This sold through the global shipping program to a repeat buyer. So I don't know who he is or where he lives, but he really likes this American vintage model train buildings. Coming up soon, I'm going to explain. He bought a bunch more. The question, would I buy it again? Sort of, maybe. I would hold out for better condition. I have some in my eBay store that are very clean, complete, and not broken. I think if I saw this at a garage sale or an auction in this sad state, I would probably take a pass. And the reason is the return on investment, or the ROI. It's just not there. $1.87 into $8. It's really not anything I want to do every day, but $1.87 into 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks, that's a different story. Next is Proactive Face Mask. That's right, Midwest Picker is getting into cosmetics, HBA items, who cares? Mom and pop thrift store, I saw these and I knew exactly what it was, and they do sell really good. The 2 of them together, I paid $5. Sold extremely fast, 24 hours gone, $19.95 plus first class shipping on top. Would I buy it again? Oh yeah, it's a big yes with a capital Y. Proactive anything sells well. I think I sold a big spongy mask one time. I don't even know what it is. I obviously don't use them. But yes, anything Proactive, if you can get them at a good price, don't overpay. But if you can get them at a good price, they do sell very well. Some of them have been discontinued. These particular ones were expired, and I put that in the description, the expiration date. Person did not care. Next item is a vintage movie poster, the Crater Lake Monster. Ooh, that sounds scary. Sourced this from Brian Davis, Mr. Buys a Lot. I bought like 65 posters at $4 a piece. It was a wholesale lot from his YouTube channel. I bought these sight unseen, and I was thrilled when I got them. Brian is a great guy. These were in near mint condition. I rarely use the phrase near mint for anything, but these posters usually get beat up pretty bad. They're from the 70s, 80s, maybe 1 or 2 from the 90s, mostly 80s for this batch of 65 I got, and they're shipped folded. That's the way they shipped to the movie theaters back then. So I received them folded and I sell them folded. but they have a tendency to separate and tear and have damage, and people tape them to the wall so there's tape damage. These things are in extremely good condition, very nice, and I was thrilled with my purchase. I listed this one for $59.95 because it's a monster theme, which can be higher demand. Slasher movies, horror movies, monster movies, these tend to sell much better. I took a best offer of 35 bucks. Why did I take an offer so low? Because these take a long time to sell. They will sell, but they take a long time to sell. You got to find the right person. And if the right person comes along and they send me an offer, I'm just going to take it. So I took it. So $4 into 35 plus first class shipping on top, not too bad. The big question is, would I do it again? The answer is no, because I'm changing the way I sell. I want the quick flip. I want, you know, comic books and video game magazines, Lego, anything that I can sell quickly. Vintage movie posters, even though they're super cool and they're super high quality, they just take forever to sell. They could take 2 to 3 years to sell. Those 65 I bought are probably going to take me 5 years to sell. I don't want to wait that long. That's holding up my money for a long, long time. Now, some people don't care, like Don the Auction Professor. He'll list something on his eBay store. He's got over 100,000 listings. He doesn't care if it takes 5 years. It's a little trinket, takes up no room in his inventory. When it sells, it sells. I, on the other hand, am part-time. My inventory is in my house where I live, in my office and in my garage. I don't have a lot of space, so I would rather have the quick flip. So unless you have like infinite amount of storage or a lot of storage, you have to be kind of picky about what you source. I'm no longer sourcing things that take a long time to sell. I'm trying to focus on the quick flip. Next is another Plasticville supermarket. This is a model train building. This is vintagey. This is the same source that live vintage toy auction I was talking about. Listed it for $15.95. I took a best offer of $13 plus first class shipping on top from the same buyer through the global shipping program. This is the same guy. He ended up buying 3 buildings total. Cost of goods $1.87. All the situation is the same. Would I do it again? Sure, if they're in better condition. My return on investment of $1.87 into 10 bucks or 8 bucks or 6 bucks, I'm just not doing that anymore. So I would buy them again if they were in good condition. Next one is Plasticville Diner. This one's a little bit more expensive because it was in better shape. This one, same buyer, repeat buyer, global shipping program. This guy paid a lot of money for shipping. $19.95. Took a best offer of $17 because, like I said, it was in better shape. Now, the next item I want to tell you, I'm a coin guy. I've been collecting coins since I was 8 years old. I still have a pretty nice coin collection. I love collecting, buying and selling coins. So this next item looks pretty bad and pretty ugly, and you'll be shocked that this thing even sold. Sourcing coins to sell can be very tricky because most people want full retail value for a coin. Now, if you buy a storage locker or a storage unit, and there happen to be coins there, you probably get a good deal. If you go metal detecting and you have dug coins that are in fairly decent shape, that's practically free. That's a good way to source, but sourcing from a flea market or sourcing from a coin store or anywhere else, you're gonna pay full retail price. So flipping coins is extremely challenging. It can be done, but it's not easy. If you can source coins for 50% of their value, they're probably worth buying and picking up because they sell very well. This one that I sold is an 1894 O mint mark US barber quarter in very good condition. Now, the grades go from AU to mint state 70 and everything in between. So AU, good, very good. Even though it sounds like we use the phrase good to mean something that has value and is nice, these aren't nice. So about good, I'm sorry, did I say AU or AG? So good or very good are actually poor condition and they're difficult to sell. So you want something more like very fine and better grade to sell on eBay. But if it's AG, about good, good, very good, those are very poor condition coins, but this one did sell. Someone probably wanted this to fill a hole in their album, which is fine with me. The source, I don't even remember. It was either a bulk lot of coins I got on eBay or I already owned this coin. It's been so long I don't even know. This was $7.96 because it was on sale and I took a best offer of $6.50. I just wanted to get rid of it. Would I buy it again? Well, if I saw this coin in the wild, yes, but only if it was in better condition. This one was in pretty bad shape, so it took about 2.5 years to sell. And just for reference, here's a picture of the back of the coin. Next item, I finally sold that UFO Newsletter. Oh yeah, home run, baby. I sourced this from an antique mall for $20. It was bagged and boarded, mixed in with a bunch of magazines. I don't think they knew what it was. And sourcing from an antique mall or an antique store is very difficult. You really have to know what you're doing. They want full retail price for just about everything. If they don't know what they have, you might be able to get a good deal. I gambled on this one because I looked up comps really fast. It's hard to do when people are watching you, but I saw other newsletters the same kind for 20, 30, 40 bucks. This one was 20, but there's one key factor that I noticed on the cover that made me buy it. So there were no identical comps, and that made this pretty rare. Either nobody wants it or nobody has it. So I listed it for $129.95, even though the other ones, the solds for the last 90 days, were between $20 and $40. So why did I list mine so high? Because this one is issue 1, volume 1, the very first issue. Extremely desirable, very rare, very hard to find. So after 6 months of sitting on eBay getting lots of views and lots of watchers, I decided to put my entire store on sale 20% off. So that brought this newsletter down to $103.96. And as soon as I did that, I got a best offer of $75. Now I had to think about it. It's really hard to price this and put a value on it. It probably is worth $129, could be worth $150, I don't know. But 6 months go by and nothing. I paid 20 and he's offering me 75. I pulled the trigger and I took it. Would I buy this again? Heck yes. Even if it's not volume 1, issue 1, if it was other volumes and you can get them cheap, like for $1 or $2, I would definitely buy it. Condition is everything. This one was minty fresh, almost like brand new. That's another reason I bought it, but it's just a cheap 8-page newsletter. So these things get abused bad. They get kicked around in a box somewhere, mixed in with other stuff. They're typically wrinkled, folded, stained, missing pages. If you can get it in near perfect condition for a few dollars, that's not issue 1, volume 1, go ahead and buy it because it will sell. There's a lot of interest in this newsletter. They only printed it for a couple years and they were done. Sold 2 more Mary Kay lip gloss to 2 different customers. This stuff sells like crazy. Now this is by definition not a flip. This belongs to Mrs. Midwest Picker. She had a box of Mary Kay. She just oh, my battery died. Oh my gosh. So I got 7% on this battery. So I got to talk fast. So yeah, I was talking about Mary Kay. Sells really good if you can get it cheap. Garage sales, flea markets, thrift stores, whatever. It does sell really well. So the last item is kind of a bust. I bought these tiles at a restore. I bought an entire case for $4. So my cost of goods is about 10 cents per tile. So this was a lot of 4 tiles, 40 cents. The problem with this is it got returned, and it's because it's like this weird turquoise color. I had the model number, the item number, everything. Somebody bought it, said it didn't match what was in their house, and they returned it. So I changed the category to craft supplies. People do mosaic artwork and crafting. You smash these with a hammer and you can do really cool mosaic. So I changed the category so maybe they'll sell. Would I buy it again? That's a big fat no. It's very hard to match wallpaper, paint, tile to what somebody already owns, and they're very quick to return it. So I did sell cobalt blue tile and black tile that was glossy black because that pretty much matches. Either it matches or it doesn't. Those sold kind of quick. In general, would I buy tile ever again? No, I'm not doing that because it takes forever to sell and there's a high risk of return. That's the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, share this video with anybody you know that's a reseller that would find this information useful, and until next time, see ya.